Now, is unstructured data better than structured data, or is it just more plentiful?
No. Structured data is way better than unstructured data. I just can't get my hands on it.
Right. So it's a plentiful thing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Now, in a recent Radar interview, you were talking about that people don't see much value in unstructured data right now. Do you anticipate that that's going to change? Are we going to start having tool sets that extract the value in unstructured data?
Yeah, I'm seeing more tool sets. I'm seeing more frameworks. I'm also seeing more examples starting to bubble up of people actually pulling unstructured, like really value out of unstructured data. And I think that's really what's going to change people's minds.
Now, with unstructured data, is the vast majority of the effort in the preparation? Is that really where you have to dedicate your resources?
Yeah. I mean, it's very much like the old notion of ETL, except on a vastly bigger scale. You actually end up spending most of your time figuring out how to take this incredibly noisy bunch of bits and just extract a few little nuggets of gold out of them. So, yeah, I mean, it's almost entirely ETL. I just don't like to say that because it sounds very old school.
Sorry, we'll roll that back. Right?
Yes.
So if somebody's starting to move into unstructured data, what are the things that they need to be thinking about as they're doing that?
So the key things are that you have to be comfortable with mistakes and ambiguity and statistical approaches and the fact that you aren't going to get 100% correct results. And you have to design your applications so that they're robust, especially the interfaces, so that you don't expect every single result to be automatically right. You always have some kind of human in the loop so that you can catch the most egregious errors. So it's a very fuzzy way of thinking that's very hard for if you're coming from more the computer sciencey math background.
I see. So setting the expectation is pretty important, I imagine. So last question for you. How are you applying unstructured data at Jetpac? How is that bubbling up to the user?
So what we're really trying to do is create a travel magazine sort of experience, but using all the photos your friends have taken. And there's actually no geotagging on any of the social sources we're using, like Google Plus or Facebook, on those photos. So we're entirely reliant on all of this massive like captions and descriptions and titles. So there's actually no sort of structured data that's going into that. Now, if we can get our hands on structured data from like Foursquare, we'd love that. But you know, the whole experience at the moment is built around just taking this complete soup of words and trying to make some vague sense of it.
Interesting. Well, thanks so much for being with us. Appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks, Mac.